The trailer for Season 2 of My Adventures with Superman just dropped, and from such a short trailer, we got so much to look forward to. I, for one, am definitely excited for that May 25th release date. But let's talk about what we saw in this trailer, some new characters that are going to be appearing, and let's discuss some theories that we have on how Season 2 is going to turn out. Now obviously we're going to have a lot of characters from the previous season return for Season 2, but a lot of things have also changed, like Jimmy Olsen now being a very successful businessman. As we know from last season, Jimmy sold his video blog Flamebird for millions of dollars, and in this trailer we see him doing some kind of big presentation, and it's just really nice to see Jimmy Olsen as a big shot. Like, I'm so proud of him. I like that the show is giving this to Jimmy because he's now no longer just the third wheel best friend of Clark and Lois. Like, now he has his own thing to bring to the table. He'll probably be the one providing the financial backing to Superman, like helping new technology to be developed that helps Superman, things like that. And I also see him being like a business rival of sorts for the up-and-coming Lex Luthor, but more on that later. We also briefly see in the trailer that General Lane is now working with Superman and Lois, and I don't know if he's working strictly on his own since Amanda Waller took over his operations, but it's going to be really interesting to see how him and Superman interact with each other. Maybe this will be a thing where General Lane grows to love Superman and he becomes like another father figure or mentor of sorts to him. But in case you're new here, welcome to the Crop Top Critic. I'm Alex and I love everything movies, TV, and geeky related, and I want you to love that stuff too. So if you're getting value out of this video, make sure you Superman punch the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. Okay, let's get back to it. We also get a really quick glimpse of Deathstroke in this trailer, and I feel like I'm one of the few people that actually thought Deathstroke was cool, especially once he got that super awesome armor that like augmented his abilities. Like, that was awesome. But in this season, I hope he's more than just Amanda Waller's attack dog. I'd personally like to see him do more mercenary work, especially with his OG costume. You know, he lost his eyes so they can start doing the half orange, half black mask. Like, that would be so cool. And of course, I can't leave out Lois Lane. She's obviously returning. And Clark and Lois's relationship last season was one of the most interesting things about Season 1. And it's tough because I really enjoyed Lois in the beginning of the season, but then after she pulled that nonsense with like getting mad at him about not telling her his secret identity and then like hiding the kryptonite from him, like thinking he was going to turn evil later, like, you know, that really irked me. Lois was able to redeem herself at the end of Season 1, but you know, I just don't love her anymore like I did in the beginning of Season 1. Like right now, I just like her. If she can refrain from doing anything shady in Season 2, I can see my love for her returning, but I'm gonna keep a close eye on her because I do not trust her. We also got to look at a ton of new villains that are going to appear in Season 2, and these have me super excited. Firstly, we got Blockbuster, and no, not the movie rental store. He's our typical big, super strong guy that's gonna knock Superman around for a little bit before he gets knocked the heck out. You know, that's his role. He's big and he busts up blocks, hence his name Blockbuster. No, there's way more to him than that, but I'm just being silly. Then we have Atomic Skull, and I need to do more research about Atomic Skull because I've seen him in both the Justice League animated series and then again in the Superman vs. the Elite movie, and I thought he was super cool in both of those, and I want to know more about him. He's like a radioactive version of Ghost Rider. Like, he looks super cool, he has super cool powers. I think he's an excellent addition to this Superman's rogue gallery. And I'm pretty sure everyone and their mothers knew that as soon as we were introduced to the snobby scientist named Alex in Season 1, that Alex was actually going to be Lex Luthor. You can't have Superman without Lex Luthor, and I'm pretty excited with what they're doing with his origins so far. It seems like he's going to be starting off as a minor antagonist before he builds up into being Superman's arch nemesis. Though, you know, I'm always down for a slow build, especially with this iconic character. We also get to see a ton of Brainiac, or at the very least his robots, Because I'm still not sure if there's going to be like a true form of Brainiac. Like, is Brainiac really an alien, or is it simply like a Kryptonian AI? Like, it varies based on the Superman universe. But regardless, it seems he's going to have a huge impact on this season, and I really hope that they don't throw him away too quickly, because Brainiac is one of like the top tier Superman villains. So like, wasting him as a season 2 villain, I feel like is just too early for him. And it was a brief moment, very brief moment in the trailer where we see Superman fighting a creature that looks an awful lot like a parademon. And where there are parademons, there is Darkseid. Now, I highly doubt that we're going to be seeing Darkseid anytime soon in this series, but I think that this season will plant just a little parademon in there to get our brains warmed up to the idea that Darkseid is somewhere out there in the universe. Maybe in like season 4 or 5, because, you know, I'm not confident the show will be very successful. But maybe in season 4 or 5, we'll get a clash between Superman and Darkseid. Like, it's inevitable, right? And it is official, we are getting Kara Zor-El, aka Supergirl, in season 2. Because I think that she's going to be the connection to Krypton that Clark desperately needs ever since the AI Jor-El seemingly died at the season 1 finale. Like, I'm not totally sure about that one, but she's going to be that great connection. She's going to be the one that teaches Clark about his Kryptonian culture, and she's also probably going to be the one that warns him about General Zod. But speaking of General Zod, I got quite a few theories regarding him and Supergirl, and I will get into it in a bit. But real quick, let me know down in the comments below, which character are you most excited to see in season 2 of My Adventures with Superman? For me, obviously, Supergirl, she's great, but I'm also pretty curious about that parademon. Okay, now let's get into some theories I have for season 2. So it's heavily believed that the Kryptonian that attacked Earth and who was shown at the end of season 1 was General Zod. But it will be interesting to note that the voice actor for Zod was Kari Wahlgren, the voice actor for Ma Kent. Obviously, the voice is altered to sound robotic and menacing, but because it's a woman that's voicing Zod, I was thinking, what if Supergirl is General Zod? Not by choice, of course. So my theory is that Zod actually died during the destruction of Krypton, but with the help of Brainiac, his conscience was preserved in the mind of the baby Supergirl. That way he can use her body later on to rebuild the Kryptonian Empire. So far, My Adventures with Superman has had rather unique changes to characters' origins, so this doesn't sound that far-fetched to me. Another theory that I have is that Zod will be the main antagonist of season 2. And I know that the trailer shows more of Brainiac, but in my opinion, I think Brainiac is a much bigger villain than Zod, and the idea of Brainiac working for Zod just seems like a ruse. There is no way that Zod can control Brainiac. So what I think is going to happen is that Superman and Zod are going to be fighting, and then it's going to be revealed that it was Brainiac who destroyed Krypton, and that he was using Zod as a pawn this entire time, and then that's going to lead to Brainiac being the main villain of season 3. Now, this theory is a bit of a reach, it just sounded cool to me, and also it's a backup just in case the Supergirl General Zod theory doesn't pan out. In the season 1 finale, we see Zod wearing a very strange looking armor that isn't human-like compared to what we see in that one flashback. And a lot of people were saying that, you know, he just has brand new armor, which is, you know, also believable, but what if it isn't? What if Zod is mutating? Let's say Zod came across this Kryptonian virus, or he was part of an experiment gone wrong, and it's causing Zod to slowly turn into a monster. But not just any monster, Doomsday. Eventually, the show has to involve Doomsday, and I think Zod mutating into Doomsday is such a sick idea, and they would pull it off way better than Batman v Superman did. Now, I don't think that Doomsday will happen for a while, but I think they could at least tease that something is wrong with Zod, and that way Doomsday can be a main villain for season 4, right after Brainiac. But what are some theories that you have for My Adventures with Superman? Are you excited for season 2? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, click on the boxes right here, and I'll see you in a bit.